b. Whenever the President shall find that destructive wage or price cutting or other activities contrary to the policy of this title are being practiced in any trade or industry, or any subdivision thereof, and, after such public notice and hearing as he shall specify, shall find it essential to license business enterprises in order to make effective a code of fair competition, or an agreement, under this title, or otherwise to effectuate the policy of this title, and shall publicly so announce, no person shall, after a date fixed in such announcement, engage in, or carry on any business, in, or affecting interstate or foreign commerce, specified in such announcement, unless he shall have first obtained a license issued pursuant to such relations as the President shall prescribe. The President may suspend, or revoke any such license, after due notice and opportunity for hearing, for violations of the terms or conditions thereof. Any order of the President suspending or revoking any such license shall be final if in accordance with law. Any person who, without such a license, or in violation of any condition thereof, carries on any such business, for which a license sole required, shall, upon conviction thereof, be fined not more than $500, or imprisoned not more than 6 months, or both, and each day such violation continues shall be deemed a separate offense. Notwithstanding the provisions of Section 2'C, this subsection shall cease to be in effect at the expiration of 1 year after the date of enactment of this Act, or sooner if the President shall by proclamation, or the Congress shall by joint resolution declare that the emergency recognized by Section 1 has ended. Section 5. While this title is in effect, or in the case of a license, while Section 4'A is in effect, and for 60 days thereafter, any code, agreement, or license approved, prescribed, or issued, and in effect, under this title, and any action complying with the provisions thereof taken during such period, shall be exempt from the provisions of the antitrust laws of the United States. Nothing in this Act, and no regulation thereunder, shall prevent an individual from pursuing the vocation of manual labor, and selling or trading the products thereof, nor shall anything in this Act, or regulation thereunder, prevent anyone from marketing or trading the produce of his farm. Limitations upon application of title. Section 6. No trade or industrial association or group shall be eligible to receive the benefit of the provisions of this title until it files with the President a statement containing such information relating to the activities of the association or group as the President shall by regulation prescribe. b. The President is authorized to prescribe rules and regulations designed to ensure that any organization availing itself of the benefits of this title shall be truly representative of the trade or industry or subdivision thereof represented by such organization. Any organization violating any such rule or regulation shall cease to be entitled to the benefits of this title. c. Upon the request of the President, the Federal Trade Commission shall make such investigations as may be necessary to enable the President to carry out the provisions of this title, and for such purposes the Commission shall have all the powers vested in it with respect of investigations under the Federal Trade Commission Act, as amended. Section 7. Every code of fair competition, agreement, and license approved, prescribed, or issued under this title shall contain the following conditions. 1. That employees shall have the right to organize and bargain collectively through representatives of their own choosing, and shall be free from the interference, restraint, or coercion of employers of labor, or their agents, in the designation of such representatives, or in self-organization, or in other concerted activities, for the purpose of collective bargaining, or other mutual aid or protection. 2. That no employee, and no one seeking employment shall be required, as a condition of employment, to join any company, union, or to refrain from joining, organizing, or assisting a labor organization of his own choosing. And 3. That employers shall comply with the maximum hours of labor, minimum rates of pay, and other conditions of employment approved or prescribed by the President. b. The President shall, so far as practicable, afford every opportunity to employers and employees, in any trade or industry or subdivision thereof with respect to which the conditions referred to in clauses 1 and 2 of subsection A prevail to establish by mutual agreement the standards as to the maximum hours of labor, minimum rates of pay, and such other conditions of employment as may be necessary in such trade or industry or subdivision thereof to effectuate the policy of this title, and the standards established in such agreements, when approved by the President, shall have the same effect as a Code of Fair Competition approved by the President under subsection A of Section 3C. Where no such mutual agreement has been approved by the President, he may investigate the labor practices, policies, wages, hours of labor, and conditions of employment in such trade or industry or subdivision thereof, and upon the basis of such investigations, and after such hearings as the President finds advisable, he is authorized to prescribe a limited Code of Fair Competition fixing such maximum hours of labor, minimum rates of pay, and other conditions of employment in the trade or industry or subdivision thereof investigated, as he finds to be necessary to effectuate the policy of this title, which shall have the same effect as a Code of Fair Competition approved by the President under subsection A of Section 3. The President may differentiate according to experience and skill of the employees affected, and according to the locality of employment, but no attempt shall be made to introduce any classification according to the nature of the work involved which might tend to set a maximum as well as a minimum wage. D. As used in this title, the term person includes any individual, partnership, association, trust, or corporation, and the terms interstate and foreign commerce and interstate or foreign commerce include, except where otherwise indicated, trade or commerce among the several states, and with foreign nations, or between the District of Columbia, or any territory of the United States, and any state, territory, or foreign nation, or between any insular possessions, or other places, under the jurisdiction of the United States, or between any such possession or place and any state or territory of the United States, or the District of Columbia, or any foreign nation, or within the District of Columbia, or any territory, or any insular possession, or other place, under the jurisdiction of the United States. Application of Agricultural Adjustment Act. Section 8. A. This title shall not be construed to repeal or modify any of the provisions of Title I of the Act entitled An Act to relieve the existing national economic emergency by increasing agricultural purchasing power, to raise revenue for extraordinary expenses incurred by reason of such emergency, to provide emergency relief with respect to agricultural indebtedness, to provide for the orderly liquidation of joint stock land banks, and for other purposes. Approved May 12, 1933, and such Title I of said Act approved May 12, 1933, may for all purposes be hereafter referred to as the Agricultural Adjustment Act. B. The President may, in his discretion, in order to avoid conflicts in the administration of the Agricultural Adjustment Act and this title, delegate any of his functions and powers under this title with respect to trades, industries, or subdivisions thereof which are engaged in the handling of any agricultural commodity or product thereof, or of any competing commodity or product thereof, to the Secretary of Agriculture. Oil Regulation. Section 9. A. The President is further authorized to initiate before the Interstate Commerce Commission proceedings necessary to prescribe regulations to control the operations of oil pipelines and to fix reasonable, compensatory rates for the transportation of petroleum and its products by pipelines, and the Interstate Commerce Commission shall grant preference to the hearings and determination of such cases. B. The President is authorized to institute proceedings to divorce from any holding company any pipeline company controlled by such holding company which pipeline company, by unfair practices, or by exorbitant rates in the transportation of petroleum or its products tends to create a monopoly. C. The President is authorized to prohibit the transportation in interstate and foreign commerce of petroleum and the products thereof produced or withdrawn from storage in excess of the amount permitted to be produced or withdrawn from storage by any state law or valid regulation or order prescribed thereunder by any board, commission, officer, or other duly authorized agency of a state. Any violation of any order of the President issued under the provisions of this subsection shall be punishable by fine of not to exceed $1,000 or imprisonment for not to exceed 6 months, or both. Rules and regulations.